Most people trying to raise capital spend months chasing investors who never write a check. But right now, there are 5 specific places and networks where high net worth individuals are engaging, connecting, and looking for ways to solve their financial problems. And most operators have no idea where they are. Look, for context, our clients have done over $1 billion in their own deals by learning how to raise capital using these exact systems with no cold outreach and no begging for meetings. If you stick around, I'll show you exactly where those investors are and how to show up in those environments so they see you as the solution they've been looking for. Now, before we talk about where to find high net worth investors, you need to understand the context that makes all of this work. Because most operators are playing the wrong game. They think investors are out there looking for deals. They're not. High net worth individuals are looking for solutions to their problems: tax problems, income problems, growth problems, capital preservation problems. They have lots of problems. More money, more problems. So before you tap into these 5 places, ask yourself, what problem does my deal actually solve? Who has that actual problem? And where do those people go? Or who do they talk to when they're trying to solve it? That shift alone changes everything. Let me give you an example. I had a private client running a debt fund that paid investors a great return, but his network was full of entrepreneurs and business owners, people who already had plenty of income and big tax problems. So he was trying to solve the wrong problem for the wrong people. So we reframed his message and focused instead on high-income W-2 professionals, people earning 6-7 figures a year, tired of their jobs, looking for predictable income stream that replaces their paycheck. Same deal, same returns. But once he shifted who he was talking to and where he showed up, everything changed. So with that mindset in place, let's talk about the 5 real places where those investors are actually spending their time. Number 1, industry authority platforms. Look, capital raising isn't about convincing people. It's about positioning. High net worth investors and high income professionals spend their time in environments that feel credible, structured, and exclusive. And there's a ton of industry platforms, conferences, panels, and events where serious people gather around for opportunities and strategy. Some great examples are the Limitless Conference, hosted by my mentor, Ken McRoy and Tarl Yarber. Another example is the Best Ever Conference, hosted by Joe Fairless. And if you're in a specific niche, there's a ton of specific industry standard conferences that you can attend. And for additive visibility, there's podcasts like Wealth Without Wall Street, the Real Estate Guys radio show, or the Passive Investor Academy. There's a ton of these platforms that already exist that people have spent money to build. So here's the play. If you can, go as a speaker or as a panelist. Authority gets you proximity. If you're not there yet, buy the VIP pass. It gets you in the private dinners, lounges, after hours events. It gets you into the VIP sessions, and that's where the real connections happen, because proximity is power. And think about it from a speaker's standpoint. I mean, I've spoken at tons of these conferences, and there are thousands of people when I get off stage, hundreds of which want to talk to me and ask me questions. So if I only have the time to talk to 20 or 30 people, guess what's going to end up happening? Chances are the people with the VIP passes are going to have special access. If you're not a speaker and you're not on stage yet, the next best way is to be the person that gets in front of the people that's already there. So last note on that, you either get invited to these rooms because you've earned the credibility, or initially you just buy your way into the right rooms until you've earned it. When you do that, you stop chasing investors and they start finding you. The second way is exclusive investor networks. These are the private, invitation-only groups where serious capital investors meet. We're talking about Tiger 21, YPO, EO, and workshop-style groups through M1 Inner Circle, which is through us. And see, here's the thing. You typically can't just sign up for these groups. You've got to go through an application process. You've got to bring value and or a unique perspective that adds value to everybody. And see, that's where your unfair advantage comes in. See, if you're a specialist, maybe you're great at structuring deals or asset management or market insights in a very specific niche part of the marketplace. See, that expertise is your ticket in. For me personally, I've raised multiple 9 figures in private capital over 2 decades, and that expertise has actually gotten me invited into rooms most people never hear about. But look, your advantage could be anything. It could be deal analysis, off-market sourcing, niche expertise, whatever makes you the person people want in the room. So here's your action step here. Join paid investor communities or local investor clubs. They're 10 out of 10 better than the free stuff you can do because you're going to be in an environment of people that are also serious, just like you. You're going to be able to find tons of accredited investors aligned with your niche in those environments. And when you get into those environments, remember, focus on contribution, not pitching, ask smart questions, share insights, and be useful. That's how you earn access to those higher level rooms with those deeper investor relationships. The third way to tap into accredited investors is strategic relationship networks, which are more direct to investor. Now, most operators that I talk to completely miss this one. Look, your ideal investor is often a high income W 2 professional who wants out of the corporate grind. These are your doctors, your dentists, your engineers, your executives, consultants, high earning salespeople that make 6 or 7 figures a year that make a ton of money but have no time. They want the income that comes with their job, but they don't want to put in the hours anymore. So they want to make investments that can buy back their time. So where do these people hang out? Well, look at professional associations. Physicians have their own conferences, dentists, engineers, they all have their own conferences. They have them in person and they have them online. There's tons of online investor groups that specifically focus on specific niches of individuals that are looking to get those types of returns. There's niche podcasts and webinars where professionals cater to those specific people. So how do you action this? Well, first of all, once you've firmed up your unfair advantage, offer to guest speak on those platforms or co-host webinars with trusted influencers, and then work on creating a simple guide or video that helps them solve their problem. For example, it could be how to create $10,000 a month in passive income without quitting your job or something along those lines. Now, obviously work with your lawyers to make sure everything's legal and you're properly disclosing things. But my point is, when you consciously focus on solving specific people's problems, guess what? You will have those specific people respond and engage. Also, attend smaller meetups for those specific professionals and show up as a teacher, not as a salesperson. Again, what are the problems that those people have? And listen, when you show up where they're already seeking the resolution to the issue that you can help them solve, you position yourself and your opportunity as a bridge, and they end up coming to you. So you're seeing where to find these investors, but here's the thing. Most operators find them and then completely blow the conversation. Look, my clients have done over $1 billion in their own deals, and they actually have a system in place that actually helps those people convert into actual investors. So if you want to see how we do it with our clients, just book a call with my team. You'll find the link below in the description. Now, the fourth way is investor education content. This is the most scalable strategy, in my opinion, education-based content, because investors research quietly. They're watching and reading along long before they ever reach out. So here's what to create: webinars or YouTube videos that teach strategy, not pitch deals; LinkedIn posts or newsletters breaking down tax strategies, cash flow models, or passive investing concepts; past case studies showing what worked and why. Consistency builds credibility. When they're ready to invest, you want them to have already decided that you're the expert they want to talk to. That's how you attract capital at scale instead of chasing it. Now, the fifth way, and the most slept on way that I've seen across the board, is referral systems, which I really think about as the hidden channel, because your best investors actually know other investors just like them. But you don't need to incentivize those referrals with money or feel bad about asking. The key is in how you position this. It's your status and the experience that comes across in that conversation. To give you some context, when somebody entrusts you with their capital, they're giving you access to something deeply personal. And when you deliver a world-class experience, from your onboarding to ongoing communication to eventual performance of the asset, they'll want to share your story with their network, because investors love sharing exclusive opportunities that make them look good to their network. So build that into your process. Create a smooth onboarding experience. Be transparent and proactive in your communication. Make every investor feel like they're the only focus you have in your business. And when you do that, referrals happen naturally, not because you ask, but because investors are proud to associate their name with yours. So there you go, 5 powerful ways to reach and attract high net worth investors. But remember, they're not looking for deals. They're looking for solutions to their problems. And when you position yourself as the person who solves those problems, the capital starts chasing you. So if you want to see exactly how we turn these conversations into actual checks, book a quick strategy call with my team. The link's right below. And make sure you watch the next video where I actually break down my Core 4 system, which is the exact framework my clients use to raise millions of dollars without ever begging for money.